Greetings, gentle viewers!
And howdy howdy! Last time we BSG'd and then the game immediately proved some of it true. So now it's time to start being goofy and solving dream puzzles.
We're the Bittersweet Gamers?
I'm We Squared.
I'm the Opinionator! Let's do this! This is happening earlier than I was expecting.
That might be because of the decisions we made, the places we decided to go to and whatnot.
That's not impossible, I guess. Well, let's find out. We still got like 57 plot twists, right? I also thought it was hilarious that there actually was something like a trial. The data tag on the load screen says, "Sinkin' in the vein." Vein?
Vanity.
This is gonna be really weird.
As I expect.
What is this place?
It looks depressing. How is this related to Iris?
It's so open, but it's so empty. It is a large space with nothing on the inside.
Well, just because she acts so cheerful and peppy all the time doesn't mean that that's actually how she feels.
Or how she is, yes.
Unknown. But there must be a connection.
You know, I said in the last episode that I am a very good liar, which is true.
Do you believe him?
One of the reasons, I mean, not the only one, but one of the reasons that I'm very good at lying is because I do have acting training. I mean, acting is lying.
Yeah!
That's what it is. I'm pretty genuine on our channel, of course. I promise. Don't think I'm lying.
There, David, it's okay.
Iris, what are you hiding?
A TV.
Would you like to play a game?
Somnium scan. Activate.
Well, time to go into the TV world and face our shadows. That is a really nice image.
Of course, her first
What does
mental
it
lock
say?
is... Mental lock 2?
Oh, okay.
Of course, her first mental lock is the television. Oh, jeez.
We've got a lot of work to do. Discover Iris's secret, a mysterious room, videos, and a strange device. You may be able to find the truth.
Sinking in the vein, as was described earlier.
Yeah, let's just look around. And so we've got several ways to solve it already.
Got the door, there's something fishy over there, and the TV.
A is look at the blood, B is watch the murder.
Oh, God! Well, I think we should go over there first.
If this is going to determine what we're going to do, then we need to be sure about which one that is.
That's a good point.
Essentially, it's like our choices, if I'm interpreting this correctly, which I may not be, essentially it's like our choices are look at the outside of what occurred or look at the inside of what occurred.
That's a good way of looking at it. Also, if that is the thing in the corner, if that is the blood...
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
That means we have to burn more time to get to it.
That's no big deal at all. That's literally no consideration whatsoever.
I feel like we'll get more out of it if we look at what's on the inside.
Fair enough, let's look at the blood. We've got to do it all at some point anyway.
Oh.
Cool, we found a hidden item. Now we don't have to worry about it.
Well, since we found the hidden item by mistake instead of the thing we were looking for, let's go ahead and take a look.
Oh, it's like a little dog pig bear thing. With the creepy spinal cord.
Now, I have to wonder something, Damon.
Me too, I have no idea how bear tastes.
Grisly, from what I hear. Back to what I was trying to say. How serious are we supposed to take these? Because doesn't this seem to indicate that Iris drew a picture of Iba as a kid?
I don't think so. Isn't this just bonus art?
But wouldn't it be weird if she knew about her?
The lack of music is also strange.
It's very unsettling.
A double door.
Iba! Use tackle!
Doria! It seems appropriate.
Hiya!
Nah, it wasn't very effective.
Hiya!
Stop that. You're not helping.
Guess it resists normal.
It is a steel type! Okay, I guess we'll just open it then.
Iba, use open!
Doria?
Oh, it's not very effective.
Steel type resists normal.
It doesn't open. We don't have to worry about it.
Oh, okay. Well, there's only one thing to interact with.
A CRT TV.
I don't know what that skull with the ×2 next to it means, but it frightens me.
Maybe it has something to do with the effect of a timey? Or is it like you're going to get a penalty?
Yeah.
Oh, I get it. See, here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
We only have 2 timies. You can't help but pick one up. So it's like when you get one of these...
It's like a dud.
But not only that, you can't use it to get rid of it because it's a penalty, because it costs you more time to use, see?
Oh, so that'll double the time. So it's like a negative timing.
That's what it looks like. We have to take one. And then we'll only be able to carry 2 timies instead of 3, unless we find something that only takes a few seconds that we can burn the darn thing on.
Oh.
And if I'm wrong, we'll find out.
I don't know about you, but every time something I own doesn't work, I always like to hit it.
Fixing it by hitting it is an old-fashioned approach.
I hope this doesn't make things worse, Billy.
Well, this is an old-fashioned object, so...
Then again, repressed anger Date and repressed anger Billy. Urge for destruction Date and urge for destruction Billy. I guess I should have seen it coming.
I'm actually more upset that I thought this exact same line but didn't say it.
Ah, it's too bad.
There you go! Oh!
Well, we are in Iris's Somnium after all. It's gonna be wiggity wiggity weird.
Oh no!
What was that just now?
A child's drawing of a rat.
Iris must have drawn it.
And then killed it with her own bare hands.
Well, that is sociopathic serial killer behavior, cruelty to animals as a child.
Mm-hmm. Oh, not just as a child.
It is not yet possible to determine that. Let's continue the investigation. There is much to interact with.
Oh! Huh!
I see. Hitting it was the deal. Well, may as well. This is just going to be the violence run. And just like I thought.
Or force you to use them.
I can't believe we're on the violence route.
It was inevitable. Well, since we're on the violence route...
A revolver.
Is it real?
It appears that way.
Well, as real as anything in a Somnium can be?
The other gun was also a revolver, wasn't it?
Oh, the one that was a key.
That was in...
Date Somnium. Yeah, it was a revolver too.
And that was Iris's father. That was Iris's father's gun.
Yeah.
Now, does that mean that it's the key? I understand that Date's name is key. Like, Date is the key, but this is that gun.
That would seem like a logical connection to make, yes.
Well, don't... Oh, it's forcing you to use it?
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, well, it's not really that big a deal. What we're gonna have to do... If we shoot the darn thing, it'll use up the negative timing.
Correct.
And then gets like a move to 20 seconds. Removing it seems like it's the right thing to do.
Because not only does it take the most time, but it gives you a penalty in exchange.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I would suggest, is to just shoot it, because, look, you and I both know you want to shoot the gun.
I do want to shoot the gun.
I do not see any bullets inside.
Well, shoot it anyway!
Just try it.
All right, I'll give it a shot.
Ha ha ha! Ah! Excellent.
As I thought, this will not work.
We need a bullet.
It was effective on me!
David is weak to gun type.
5 minutes left, Date.
I know, let's go to the medicine shelf then.
I see many objects in the room.
Oh, do you see the froggy?
I do see the froggy. That froggy looks really scared.
Okay, I just want to say, maybe we shouldn't move around so randomly. That gun is going to be important. We need to get a bullet. I don't know where we're going to find it, but I'm just saying, maybe instead of run randomly from one thing to another, we should try and work out something to do with the object or some way to solve the puzzle, else we will be using retries. Do you see what I'm saying?
I understand, but running around randomly is what I do best.
And shoot the gun, okay.
I kind of want to have her smell again.
There is a sweet smell, like syrup or almonds.
Ah, Billy, all you want to make the girls do is tackle doors and smell things.
Don't read too far into that.
Well, it's either a sweetener or...
I'm not sure I can read far into that. Also, this music?
I would much prefer the no music, please.
Possibly nitroglycerin.
Be careful.
Because nitroglycerin explodes even from slight impacts, it is usually mixed with acetone to lower the sensitivity.
Acetone, huh?
I did not expect Iris to be aware of how to handle such dangerous chemicals.
Doesn't this also show that she really does have a kind of methodical way of looking at things and a willingness to master technical aspects of stuff?
And if she's familiar with these types of chemicals, why not the sedative that was used on Renju?
Exactly, and it only makes sense that she would have figured out the security camera as well. She is approaching this stuff with the intention to get away with it. She may be crazy, but she is not a fool, and she is thinking about herself.
Yeah! Many serial killers are highly intelligent and methodical.
Remember what I said about Ota some time ago? If you feel guilty, you want to be punished.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see the difference between Ota and his idol, his savior? She doesn't feel guilty. She doesn't want to be punished.
Okay. We definitely need to investigate the TV because that seems to be the theme of the Somnium. That is, in fact, what started all of this.
All right, use the 20 seconds on it. I'm the resource manager.
He's good at it.
It appears to be a frog. A child's painting.
Maybe don't hit this one, Mr. Violence.
Let's hope it's not dangerous, or you might... croak?
Was that supposed to be funny?
It was supposed to, yes.
No, I was just thinking about the meaning of the painting.
Oh, that's a great excuse! Next time I make a pun, that's what I'm gonna say.
There does not appear to be a particular meaning.
Not by itself, but in the aggregate we can learn something.
I agree.
Consider what we've already got so far in terms of evidence. Mr. Frugi in the desert, Mr. Rat in the TV, oh god it died, and Iba Bear Cow Pig in the special files.
Oh!
Oh my! Frugi!
We killed Mr. Frugi!
Explosions appear to have stopped.
See, we really are on the violence route. That was nitroglycerin, so we messed with it and it exploded.
I have no regrets.
The explosions made the room change.
See? See? It was a
This
good
is a
thing.
dangerous dream. But we must continue.
No! Mr. Butterfly! Don't go kill Mr. Butterfly! Blew up a frog?
Okay. Tear and stab it. It's time to die, Mr. Butterfly. Mr. Butterfly.
Go to the reference book. We need that.
It appears to be a butterfly reference book with pictures.
Why are we gonna have to do it?
Oh.
Okay, it would be funny to throw and rip the thing, but I don't think we should do that.
But if we rip the butterfly book, maybe we won't have to rip the butterfly. I still think we should read it first. I think that there's merit in that.
Yeah, fair enough, I guess.
I know, I'm torn too.
This is a reference book of butterflies and moths.
Is it Iris's?
Unknown. There is no name written on it. A butterfly reference book.
Alright, that didn't turn out to be useful at all.
It could have been, though. It could have been. Time to rip it up.
I hope this isn't just a waste.
That will be difficult with it being this thick.
God.
Oh.
This is disturbing.
Maybe that was what I was supposed to do.
The butterfly effect.
I suppose that is somewhat accurate.
Now we have to kill Mr. Chicky.
The more you do, the less time you have.
But we have no choice but to investigate further.
Right.
It's like we're being drawn inside this weird spiral of sadism, which is apparently what's in her mind.
That's very unsettling. Oh, okay, well, I guess it's time to stab Mr. Bird. I'm sorry, Mr. Bird.
A retro TV.
I want to try turning the dial and see if that does something different. Like maybe changes the channel? Dang!
I cannot change the channel.
Not surprised. By the dream logic, it seems like hitting it's the thing to do, doesn't it?
Well, by the dream logic, I interacted with something related to the butterfly to affect it. I didn't actually mess with the TV itself. So by that logic, doing something to the TV shouldn't have any effect.
Okay, well then back off of here.
Yeah.
3 minutes, Date.
Well,
An operating table.
we want to stab something. Well, you know, we could sleep on it. I've got to time you for 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
All right.
Maybe that'll make something happen.
Time for a power nap.
I don't think this is a great place to sleep, but...
How does it feel?
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah.
I bet.
Am I going to be killed? Modified? I'm restless. I can't take the suspense.
Do you think they'll modify you into a grasshopper or a spider?
I don't know if that's a step up or down from fluorescent twerking shrimp.
A grasshopper? Yay! I love grasshoppers!
That's not what I'm talking about.
Well, something could have happened.
Then...
Just a locker.
Even if we use the timey, I really think we should just open it to see what's inside. Although getting a 1/4 could be helpful. I don't know. Statistics man, give me your opinion. Should we try and choose something purely on the reward it will give us? Or should we try and optimize our time usage?
Well, if we want to get something purely on the reward, that would actually make sense. There's just one thing. The way that timies work, the 1/6 is the most valuable thing we have, and the 1/4 is less valuable than anything up there.
Oh.
The timey reduces the 35 seconds to 1/6 of that. 1/6 is less time than 1/4. See?
Oh, math. You're right. I've completely been thinking in the opposite.
That is why I am in charge of timey usage. Now, I am interested in listening, though.
Me too.
I heard a metallic sound, like gears spinning.
Is there something inside? Be careful, Iba, just in case.
Roger.
Here we go.
Open, says me. Whoa!
That was close. If this were the Delta Princess, I would have been stabbed.
Ah.
Why was it booby-trapped?
Deep inside the heart of Iris, she doesn't want anyone finding her secrets. In fact, you don't have to go deep inside for that.
She's very guarded.
I do not see anything else inside. Would you like me to examine the knife?
Yes, and then I guess we have to go back to the TV with it.
Good idea.
I mean, I hope, because we really don't got much time.
The knife that flew out of the locker.
Oh, God!
Seppuku could work.
I think push in. Because what it says was tear and stab it. It's already in the wall. Maybe pushing it in further will have the effect.
That is a good point, actually. That is definitely the only stab.
Also, it's the one with the most cost.
Well, that doesn't necessarily mean
I know.
anything. By the way, I'm not sure which timey we should use for this one.
You're right. Maybe we should roll a d3. All right, I got a 2.
So much for punching the knife to stab it into the wall.
It cannot be pushed in any further.
That was worth a shot. A stab in the dark, if you will. Throw could mean throw it at the TV.
Maybe?
Seppuku, I don't really see a connection between Ai stabbing herself
The
and
violence shouldn't be... Well, seppuku isn't stabbing yourself.
Oh,
And
right,
Violence
slitting
violence against the self isn't really
relevant.
here.
Yeah.
But, well, it'd be different if that's where we were, but this is like violence against others is the thing.
So it must be throw.
Use the 1/4 on throw. The knife has to be the thing we need, right?
Like this?
Yep.
What?
You killed the birdie.
I only threw it lightly.
Oh!
This is what you get for hitting the stupid TV. You were making her even worse.
An oil drum, television, and torso.
Torso. And a kitty!
I don't want to play this stage anymore, Damon.
I don't want to kill the kitty.
I think I understand. I'm starting to see the picture.
I do not yet understand it.
Well, hold on. Let's think about this. Tear and stab. Blow it up. Maybe the chemical plant explosion? No, I think I'm going way too...
I don't know about that. I'm not trying to draw a conclusion, but...
Shoko was stabbed. What if this is like strangle or something along those lines?
Yeah, see, that's the thing. When you said you thought you were going off base, I don't think you were. So the first thing we did was we hit a mouse. Now, we didn't have to do that, but we did, so this is the violence path. The first thing we did was we hit a mouse.
Yeah.
Then there was the explosion, and the only explosion we know of is, again, at the Kawasaki the chemical plant in Kawasaki.
Right.
And then there was stabbing the Shoko.
Well, tore the butterfly and then stabbed. Could the tearing represent maybe...
Well, I'm thinking these are each incidents of some kind.
So we shouldn't view the tear and stab as a separate from each other?
I don't know.
Okay. Alright, well, let's just focus on the Shoko
Anyway,
stabbing.
it's just that we got Shoko's stab, and here we have
We have an oil drum.
a torso, and we're gonna have to strangle the kitty. If that means we have to sedate the kitty first and then strangle it. God dang it. Shoot and kill, I see. Okay, well, whatever it is, we need a bullet. Go to the oil drum.
Okay.
I don't think we'll actually be able to make it, but
oil drum.
without using a retry. Take the lid off.
But which timing should I use?
We did that joke already, and it wasn't really funny.
No use.
Dang it.
I cannot take it off.
Maybe we don't have to open it.
I see.
Well, then...
20-second kick it.
Yeah, just kick it over on the side.
I was thinking we might be able to find a bullet inside.
I don't think I can make it fall over.
Okay.
Is it just heavy or is it built into the floor?
Yes?
What could be inside?
Unknown.
Yeah, at this point, since we're clearly going to be retrying, you darn well better just look.
Mosaic.
That is really interesting.
Something that she wants censored?
I think this is just a really freaking crazy visual effect.
What does this mean?
We peered inside, deep into the thing, and it was very disturbing. It was like we saw the hidden secret, the thing that was completely immovable, invincible, the barrier erected around
The immovable object.
the truth or something, but the mere act of seeing it, not even necessarily exposing it, as you can see, destroys it.
Or understanding it.
Well, I don't think there was any of that going on. But that's what we needed, indeed.
Bullets?
Maybe you can use them in that gun?
Right.
A revolver.
Okay.
Can we use the bullets we found earlier?
This could work. I'll try shooting it.
Maybe you should aim at the TV.
It is aimed at the TV, actually. See? No! No!
Is the next victim gonna be a shooting? God. Well, if we just want to find out the most awful, twisted stuff, I guess this is what we're gonna be doing. That noise. Oh no.
Is that so?
It looks like it. Well, that's a direction I didn't see this going.
Woo! Disassociated persona. I see we can't fool around in these. Day 3, Sunday. Rehai?
Dihai.
What happened during that somnium?
Okay,
We saw the whole thing on the monitor.
that was so, wasn't it?
That's what it looked like. He was wearing a weird outfit. At first I thought it was Mizuki because of the sort of yellow, but that was definitely so.
Well, the clothes don't matter. Yeah, I thought it was Mizuki as well, hence my oh no.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter though. So the question is, was that Iris? I mean, I guess it could have been Hitomi or something, but it was probably Iris. I mean, that only makes sense, of course, but what I'm getting at is, we know that So was entertained by Renju at various points. And what do they do for entertainment? They bring some of the girls.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
And it's also possible that that could even have been the motive behind
Or-
killing Renju. Though I can't disassociate the fact that, you know, one parent was killed and then the other, so I don't know about the motive. But
That might be her alibi.
Oh!
And she's trying not to let anyone know.
Okay. We're both of us are going in different directions, and furthermore, I'm going in 3 directions. Let me start over. Why don't you go with what you were saying? Don't worry about what I was saying.
Okay.
I'll get to that. Okay. What are you talking about?
That's probably where Iris was at the time of the murder. She's not gonna want to admit to that.
In terms of game structure, I guess that's true.
Oh my god. If that's true, then the thing I said about bait, hook, line, and sinker, we fell for it in suspecting Iris.
Iris is still that twisted.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, that cannot be denied.
Oh, I'm...
Next, what we did find out was that in that case, if these killings aren't done by Iris, which I'm still not sure, then this is about the Kamukura group.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the land speculation and the explosion at the Kawasaki plant. The connection between the 2 victims so far is that one Shoko was associated with the Kamukura group doing like land sharking, and Renju was associated with the Kamukura group through
Entertainment venue.
something like that. Mamu said that Renju gave him a lot of work, so that would be the connection between them if there's no family connection going on.
Right.
But we're just as confused as you are.
Well, upon further reflection, it is not so strange. Dreams are developed outside of our conscious will. When you sink into somnium, there is no guarantee of what you will discover.
What about the figure?
Could have been Iris herself.
That is a possibility. The sinker sees the subject's dream from the third person.
That means that Iris... She must have met So Tsujima somewhere.
We did see Congressman Tsujima in there.
We saw that shadow kiss him, too.
Did that happen in reality?
If you're really trying to do everything you can to get ahead and you have the chance.
Not necessarily.
Again, I also think that the really significant thing, if that is her alibi, that still means that Iris is freaking messed up.
Well, it's not against the law to be messed up, unfortunately.
What do you mean, unfortunately?
I'm sure you've had dreams of kissing celebrities and porn stars, right?
No comment!
I see, so she really likes older, powerful men.
The first part, yes, but the second part, no.
You sure about that? Anyway, you know what I mean.
A dream is not made up entirely of memories. It can include things outside of your memory, like TV or movies.
Tell me about it.
Even if the figure was supposed to be Iris, her smooch in Somnium does not necessarily reflect her actions in reality.
Smooch is a funny word.
You can't use the word smooch.
Why not?
I see that you're in sync with the sinker.
What does that say about me?
What was that laugh?
Look, you've got the Madarame laugh, I can have dumb laughs too. Can't I? Please?
So we don't know if Iris and So are acquainted.
Don't let him get away with that, everybody. Seriously, make sure to tell Billy to quit laughing like, ha ha ha! Actually, that was pretty funny. Do that.
Ha ha ha!
No, that wasn't funny now that I hear it from someone else. Never mind.
Maybe that's my problem. It always sounds funny to me.
That's right, because So is a celebrity of sorts.
Don't we always think our own jokes are the funniest?
Yeah.
It's possible she just saw him on TV or online.
I feel like the conversation that we're having and the conversation going on in the game are not the same thing. Yeah, we have evidence, okay?
We were silent for a time.
But again, all the evidence we have, just like before with in the interrogation, all of these are possibilities.
Yeah.
We have circumstantial evidence that could make it plausible, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's true, and it's certainly not proof. It's merely information that suggests a particular thing.
Uh-huh. I understood what you said.
There is a word, and I am grasping for it, reaching out, but unfortunately I have like short little stubby T-Rex arms, and so I can't grasp it, so I'm just flailing around like a moron. I think I'll start making fun of your laugh some more. Ha ha! Billy's funny!
While I was deep in my thoughts, I heard Pewter speak.
Date, Iris is about to wake up.
Okay.
Got it.
I gave my short reply and headed to the sink room next door.
Huh. If she didn't do it, then what's the meaning of the
Putting me to sleep when I wasn't expecting it?
oil drum in there? And finding the bullets inside? Along with oil, I'd like to point out.
Well, that must mean that the oil drum could be part of the decor then, couldn't it? That there's just normally one oil drum there? And she has worked there, so that would kind of explain
What on
it.
earth? I'm talking about the significance of it in her dream.
I thought you were asking, like, why it was there.
I was! I don't know. You're talking about, like, some sort of murder mystery proof, and I'm like, why was there an oil drum in her dream if she didn't do it? You can tell that's what I said because that's what I said!
Oh, I didn't see you there, David. Are you joining me on this recording, too?
I see that Billy is in sync with the sinker, and I'm in sync with the kitty that was shot in the face.
You cops are more rough than I thought.
You signed a consent form before you came in here, didn't you?
Should have read the fine print.
You forced me to sign it.
Anyway, Iris, I have some things I want to ask you.
What?
We should ask about So last.
Yeah, I
or
feel like...
Sejima. We should call him Sejima. It's weird to call him by his first name.
But So is so much fun to make fun of.
Oh, I'm not
I'm
not telling you to stop.
I think we should ask how she's feeling first.
I'm okay. Normal, I guess. Why? Did you do something that would make me sick?
She's got too much of a mask. Like, this is a lot of weird self-control right here. Like, she should be angrier, right?
Yeah, indignant or something, or scared, you know?
I just took a peek inside your head is all.
Oh, that's all. I investigated your brain.
Another thing, if it was the har bait, hook, line, and sinker thing with the Renju murder, and it wasn't Iris, then someone really did deliberately set her up.
Mm-hmm.
Why would she be the one who was set up?
Inside my head?
Well, see, first we drugged you, then we put you in this big fancy futuristic chair, and do you remember your dream earlier?
Dream? What are you talking about?
The subject of the sink does not experience somnium as you do. Iris would not know about it.
Do you know a politician named So Seijima?
Yeah, I know his name and face. I've never met him.
You haven't?
I'm just an internet idol. It's not like I have connections to politicians or anything.
So about that Nile message with Ota?
Iris, let me ask one thing.
Yeah, what was that message again? They're gonna find that thing...
Yeah, she was referencing something vague, and she asked him to help hide it.
They're gonna think I did it.
The message Ota sent you on Nile.
I won't tell anyone about that thing. They're accusing me.
I won't tell
Okay.
anyone about that thing. What is that thing?
I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Ota's the one who wrote that.
Uh-huh.
You should ask him.
Iba, Ota's phone is still broken, right?
Then what was he texting on?
Yeah, that's a good point!
He had his own avatar and everything. His phone is broken, is it? And so then he gets another phone.
That's feasible.
It's kind of like he got a burner or something.
Could he have connected through his laptop?
But he definitely sent that Nile message.
The laptop would work just fine.
Ota purchased a new phone in Akihabara yesterday.
With the same number?
Yes.
Okay, so he did just straight up replace his phone. That's good because that makes him look less suspicious.
That's true.
Call it.
Connected.
Ota, I'm calling you on my iPhone.
What?
Hey, it's Kaname Date. Where are you? Ota, I know you can hear me.
I ain't talking to the cops.
At home. I'm at home.
Got it. Wait right there. I'm coming over.
Is Tessa still at the police station?
Yes?
If you want me to talk, release her.
No. And I'm surprised he said yes. It's none of your business.
Yeah.
Criminal Procedure Law number 198.
God dang it! Why does the law always have to get in the way of the cops trying to do the law?
Persons may refuse to heed a summons or leave the supervision of the police at any time unless they are arrested or detained.
Do you want us to arrest you?
Tessa isn't a suspect. According to Article 223, this applies to all persons of interest.
Okay, all of that is fine, and you may have noticed that nobody's under arrest. But you must understand, just because you can refuse to heed a summons doesn't mean you get to set conditions
Right?
upon other persons of interest and how the police deal with them.
You haven't issued an arrest warrant for Tessa, right? So if you don't release her right now, you are violating the law.
Damn.
Do we have a deal? You want my testimony, right?
Kid, sign this piece of paper and I'll get it one way or the other.
Oi, Billy, no!
I'm on the violence route!
Ah!
Bring Tessa here, and I promise I'll tell you everything I know.
This kid is starting to get on my nerves.
So, what are you going to do?
I get what he's doing, and I can also see why Iris really does like him, because he's pretty darn serious.
He also isn't helping her doing this. He should just come clean.
He is only making everything look worse.
Shit.
All right, Iris, let's go. We're heading to Matsushita Diner.
Iris, come with me. We're going to Matsushita Diner.
Were you talking to Ota?
Yeah, telepathically. I have special powers.
He's not lying.
Anyway, let's go.
Do you mind if I charge my eye while we drive?
Oh, that's so weird!
Oh.
Tessa!
Thank you, Ota. It's thanks to you.
That's right. It's not like you can do whatever you want just because you're the police.
Maybe not, but you better keep your promise.
And I'll get right to that as soon as I look at everything around the restaurant once again.
We interrupt this Let's Play with a real-life breaking story! I was drinking an energy drink while recording. That frequently happens. And there was a fly in it. And it was gross. It wasn't gross because it tasted bad. I don't know, I didn't taste the fly. Why would I do that? I spat it back out.
I don't know why he'd swallow a fly. I guess he'll die.
And Billy's response is nursery rhymes, cause he's 400. Anyway, you never know what's gonna happen in life. The other day, the cat threw a mouse at Billy.
I'm not the kind of person to pitch a fit, but when a rodent's tossed at me, I get kind of upset. There's a family photo.
Hello.
Hi. I haven't done that joke in a while. I'll walk. Why is Dad here? Is this your first time here?
Why does that matter?
Yeah, I didn't think she'd respond well to small talk.
Do you want me to leave?
No. Have you ever met Ota's mother?
Excuse me?
Don't you have things to ask Ota? Hurry up.
But I want to ask you things. About that thing in the Nile message.
Didn't I tell you? Ask Ota about it.
And she's just dumping it onto someone else. But by passing it over to Ota...
She doesn't have to worry about leaving herself open, making a verbal mistake or something?
Well, what I was thinking is she can avoid responsibility, and she knows that her thrall will do everything in his prodigious power to defend her. I'm not expecting him to be particularly truthful. It's sort of going to be like 97% truth, 3% lie, but that 3% is going to be the important part.
Well, luckily he can't lie for nothing.
If he can lie, then maybe he can lie now. Now it matters. She's right here.
That's true.
Not only that, he knows she's counting on him. What I was saying before about being a really good liar, the best way to tell lies really well is to not lie while you're lying. And that's why I suspect that's what Oda's gonna do.
Ah, I see.
If you mostly tell the truth, you're not lying. I mean, you are, but you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's Oda. He looks pretty nervous.
So I'm not gonna lie, that was a strange choice of words.
Doubt!
I am actually kind of rooting for Oda here.
Yeah?
I want to see him look cool in front of this girl. Of course I want to get the truth out of him, but, root for the underdog.
Yeah, I can respect that. I guess you bought a new cell phone?
Yeah, I did.
Why do you look so nervous? It's normal to buy a new cell phone.
Yesterday in Akihabara.
I love how Oda's voice actor is the only guy who can pronounce Japanese. You can tell, based on what he said was Akihabara. Not Akihabara, not Bara. He was like Akihabara, right? Okay? So when he has to suddenly say Mizuki, it sounds really funny, but I understand that was the direction that they went with. No, I am never gonna let that go.
Did I keep you waiting?
I was nervous thinking about Tessa. I couldn't stop imagining what dirty, perverted dojin plots you were acting out with her.
As long as I am in your eye socket, that won't happen.
Wouldn't happen anyway.
You can be a pervert and still be a decent person. It just depends on how you act on those perverted... I should just stop while I'm ahead.
I'm gonna go get you a shovel so you can keep digging.
Thank you. This ground is very soft. So where's your mother?
She's in the living room in the back. I think she's watching TV or something.
Oh, that Matlock!
oh, I feel old.
Okay.
Did you come all the way here just to ask me that?
So, about that thing in the Nile message.
So let's hear it. What is that thing?
Yeah, pleasantries are over, guys.
That thing?
Don't play dumb. You sent that message to Iris.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
What did you think I was going to ask you about?
Haven't you guys figured out that Date always seems to know stuff?
Date, will you do me a favor?
After how you've been acting? Excuse you?
What?
There's a picture on the counter, right?
Yeah, and?
I want you to take a good look at it.
Man, when I said hello to that picture, I thought there was actually going to be something about it. Then it turns out that there is.
The photo.
Yes, the photo.
The photo. Well done. You are very believable. What's he gonna do? Hit him with a wok or something? I mean, it was right in the ground, wasn't it? Oh my god! He really did?
You son of a biscuit!
What are you doing? Yodai.
Day 4, Monday.
Excuse me?
Vroom vroom.
Driving super fast, too. At least Iba's still there.
My head is pounding. What time is it?
What day is it? Who am I?
He's in the driver's seat.
Yeah. What's strange about that?
He was hit in the head with a wok and then is now driving.
Well, that just means that after he was clubbed, they must have buggered off somewhere, just ran off.
The day has turned over. It is Monday, 2:50 a.m.
Iba can tell us what happened because she was still active.
Yes, I'm aware of that, and that's what she's about to do. But it's like, wouldn't you normally say that before you've driven down the road at a frantic pace? Then why would you then start trying to figure out what happened?
Okay, I see. That is kind of weird.
Why would they just club him over the head? I mean, I get that his mom wasn't actually in the back, but why'd they just club him over the head and then leave him there?
That is really weird.
Because now they have to run off because now the police are actually seeking them. So it's like just letting him go? You saw that blank, empty, apathetic stare from Iris and the unstable, evil grin from Ota? Man, I was even rooting for him to look cool, and instead he lies really badly and takes my wry observation and actually does it!
You've been unconscious for nearly 5 hours.
Ota got me, didn't he?
He did.
It was a good hit.
He struck you over the head with the wok.
Little bastard. Why did he do that?
I don't know, but afterward he ran off with Iris.
It really did do that, but that's so dumb. Before everything Ota was saying, he was talking about the confines of the law, and like trying to restrict Date's activities and the activities of Abyss by pointing out the law and the fact that he'd have a legitimate grievance against them if he didn't act the way they wanted. Now he has assaulted a police officer in the line of duty and interfered with an officer exercising his duty. The police have every reason to go after them now.
That is weird.
I'm not saying like, send out the force, the task force, to save him. But
Send
I'm
out the
saying
SWAT team after this suspiciously short 24-year-old.
the best thing that he's ever been able to do in terms of accomplishing his goals is use his knowledge of the law, even if he did just like whip out Google or Doodle or whatever, all right? He has voluntarily given that up. I just can't imagine that he's in a better position now than he was.
He probably is just that mindlessly devoted to Iris, who we have seen firsthand is a twisted, manipulative, meticulous individual.
I think whatever it is they're doing at the moment, i.e. the running off to do X, I'm pretty sure that's Iris's idea, not Ota. Why is she going to leave her fate in his hands?
I'm pretty sure we're going to find one of them dead.
How do you know?
You had lost consciousness, but I was still watching. I recorded video of the incident. Take a look.
This I really want to see.
Tessa, wait! I'll get the car.
Oh!
Witch!
I see.
You stay away from my boy!
Oh!
Oh, God.
Tessa! What's wrong? Did something happen?
What did she
No.
do?
Everything's fine.
Okay, let's go.
Ota.
Does she have some kind of hypnotic gaze?
She reached up and touched her, and there was like a little twitch, I think, on Mayumi.
Why didn't you chase them?
Date, you take 2 seconds and think about that!
She could have, but she only has limited battery capacity, and it would be abandoning Date.
Yeah, she wouldn't be able to communicate with him. She is his communication!
I'm sorry.
You should have jumped out of my eye and ran after them.
I couldn't move. The mechanics controlling my ambulatory motion were short-circuited by the blow to your head.
Okay.
Okay, that's a good excuse too.
Date, the boss is calling.
Oh, how am I gonna report this one?
I mean, other than the whole liking Matlock thing, leave it to the elderly to actually be relatively good judges of character. Turns out you witch and you succubus seem to be pretty
Spot
appropriate.
on.
Date, listen. Stay calm, but this is an emergency.
Oh god, now what?
Oh, it's even worse.
Just now, the killer... Well, just watch the video.
Who was it?
I sent the address to Iba.
Oh my god.
Iris!
On an operating table.
I don't know if that's true.
I don't either.
This is a posted, live streamed video. BS.
G.
Hey, good job.
Hey.
No, that's...
We're dealing with someone who understands theatrics, performance, lies, and has a devoted slave.
Yeah.
There is no way that's real.
This is 110% a trap.
The criminal is streaming this live.
Iba, the source.
Identified. The Okiura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse, Koto District.
Okiura?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
How many companies are related to him?
Date, focus.
Them.
I know, that's why I said it like that.
We need to get to the site, now.
But what's the purpose of this? I understand it's the performance and it's the bait, but they had him then.
Yeah, they could have killed him then if they wanted to.
What's their purpose? If they don't want to kill him or stop him, and this seemed to already be the plan, then that must mean that they want something else out of him.
Maybe to stage Iris's death?
Maybe.
Somehow? I kept my foot to the gas the whole time. I could feel the sweat on my palms. The engine raised a high-pitched scream, but I could barely hear it. My heartbeat was pounding in my ears, shaking me to the core. How much time had passed? The feeling of time itself had disappeared. Eventually, the car reached a long bridge. Shortly after, the image changed.
That sick bastard!
That is really comical.
That's also not Ota.
This is all for performance.
100%.
Tessa! Hold on, I'll save you!
He says off screen.
Ota!
What is this crap?
Stay away from Tessa!
And now he's going to defeat
Ah!
the Cyclops killer and be the hero of the internet.
Date, we've almost reached the destination.
Please, please let me make it in time.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
the
you're right on
purpose-
that.
The purpose of this must be to set someone else up as the Cyclops killer. We're going to find someone in a bear costume, and they're going to try and pass him off as a killer.
However, that presumes that in fact Iris really is the killer.
Well...
No, hold on. Then what was that we saw in her Somnium with So Sejima? And why was it that was what was at the end of the violence route, which we are very clearly on?
All right.
Okay, maybe this isn't a trap, but what the hell is this? there we go.
You okay?
Date.
Where did they go?
Through the back door.
Just hang on, Ota. Help is on the way.
You gonna confirm? Oh, okay.
Don't worry. Iris is alive.
What about the eye?
Backup is en route to this location. Date, pursue the culprit.
All right, I'm on it.
Better be ready for a quick time event.
No confirmation again, but it seems like if it were obviously fake, they would have noticed. Then again, maybe she's crazy enough to lose her own eye on purpose. What she took out was her left eye. The eye of the moon.
Any traces of the culprit?
Still nothing. We also didn't catch the culprit on any of the surveillance cameras.
Okay, so
that's handy.
If we're wrong about all of this being a setup, now would be the time to find out, so lay it on us.
They probably got away through the back alley.
Or, instead of trying to pin it on someone else, they fabricate the killer, fabricate a victim, and that clears Iris of suspicion.
Okay, yeah, sure. Look, both you and I were expecting something to happen right there.
And nothing did.
Okay, so it's possible that wasn't fabricated.
That's true.
I kind of don't believe that, but also, I just want to say that bears will kill you. Or convince you to kill. And bears want to eat your face. Especially polar bears. They're not friendly. Polar bears hate everything, including all other polar bears. And furthermore, if you eat an entire polar bear liver by yourself, you will die of vitamin A toxicity. There's your random bear trivia for the day.
Help me.
While wearing a polar bear costume.
Maybe they took it off and threw it in the ocean.
If it were filled with something heavy, it would sink to the bottom.
Boss is sitting on top of her desk. From this angle, it looks like you should be able to see up her skirt, but you can't.
She's very practiced, I'm sure. Also, that was like the end of the levity, wasn't it?
Basically. Not that I would want to.
Oh, come on.
Lie. So how are Iris and Ota?
Yeah, this is important.
They were taken to Central Hospital. Ota's surgery went well. He's in treatment now. He's stable, nothing life-threatening.
Now hold on a minute. Ota was stabbed in the stomach.
Uh-huh.
Did we mayhaps see anything in the Somnium relating to that? Maybe a certain option with a certain knife?
That is true. I don't buy this as being positive or dispositive of anything. The question is Iris's eye. If that eye is really missing.
Fair.
Iris, though.
Is she still in surgery?
Yeah.
Iris's left eye was forcibly removed. Because the optic nerve is connected to the brain, the surgery will take some time to complete.
Okay, so are they reattaching her eye back? That seems like what they're saying?
No, they have to do surgery to repair the damage.
Oh. Damn.
Okay, so I'm still not positive that it wasn't fabricated, but at the very least, this means we have to seriously consider the idea that it's not fabricated, because this is pretty extreme. However the name of the game. I still wouldn't put it past her. That just doesn't seem right. Why'd the killer live stream it? They've never done that before.
So that they could see Ota fighting, in quotes.
This is not the same circumstances as what happened in the other incidents of
Correct.
the new Cyclops killings. It's not the same, so why should we think of it as the same? Like, there is no way that Ota fought off the killer.
That's correct.
And then the live streaming? No. That never...
That's not in anyone's MO.
The bodies are put in weird places, it's true, but they've always been killed by conventional means.
That's true.
Strangulation and stabbing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, not some goddamn buzzsaw coming from the ceiling. You know, Snidely Whiplash twirling the mustache with the damsel on the railroad. Come on! Okay, the killing is always normal. And furthermore, when the body is put in a weird place on display, it's not the place where they died.
That's also true.
This is not the same MO.
Have you contacted Hitomi and Mayumi?
Of course. Hitomi's at the hospital, waiting for the surgery to finish.
And Mayumi?
She was at the hospital earlier, waiting for Ota to get out.
Iris did something to Mayumi.
Correct.
Remember? And then she walked off kind of in a daze.
Right, right.
So she was probably in the polar bear costume helping them for some reason, somehow.
I think she went back home to get some clothes and things for Ota's hospital stay.
Date, last night, Mayumi left the diner to chase after Iris and Ota.
I don't know about probably, but that's extremely possible.
Perhaps she knows something.
Because you don't just reach up and touch someone. And didn't it look like she twitched, Mayumi?
Yeah, it looked like she twitched, yes.
Yeah, she might. Let's listen to Mayumi's story.
Well, tell me about Okiura Fishery and how it's related to all this.
Well, thinking about it,
You should ask Aiba about that.
I guess the connection that location has is the Okiura name, but Bloom Park wasn't owned by the Okiuras, unless it was, but we don't know that if that's the case. No, we would have known that when we were investigating Shoko.
Right.
So I don't think just the fact that it says Okiura on the fishery would do, or on the building would do it. It's possible that if it was fabricated, that's why they picked that place, is because of the Okiura connection.
Yes, I have already done some research. Okiura Fishery is owned by the Okiura we know.
Of course it is.
Renju's father created the company.
Another connection to Renju.
No, actually. Currently, Okiura Fishery has nothing to do with Renju. The company has been managed by office representatives for the past 17 years after Renju's father died.
Well, I bet that ain't gonna stop the media, though.
No.
The media speculation. And isn't that, if the internet savvy wants to be famous idol, who is now a superstar victim,
Oh, man.
okay, it is in her interest for media speculation to make this Okiura connection. It makes it look like it's more legitimate, and now she's like the one-eyed idol, and she is gonna be like a virtual goddess.
Sock puppeting.
Sock
I
puppeting.
pointed it out sock puppeting earlier, and now I think that that's what's going on.
You're right, that is exactly it, yes.
Don't think you can fool us, kids!
Renju holds no shares and is not involved in the management. In short, Renju did not inherit the company from his father, and it was instead given to other persons.
So it's a coincidence the criminal chose that location?
No.
Unknown.
I want to hear from a representative of Okiura Fishery.
They're giving statements at HQ right now.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm pretty sure they're not going to have any trouble getting these statements.
The line is pretty long.
I bet.
You could just talk to Mizuki.
Right. She's part of the Okiura family too. Oh, speaking of. Hey boss, did you end up sending anyone to take care of Mizuki yesterday?
Oh god, please tell me you didn't forget!
I think she'd be safe with Mama.
Jeez, you're finally getting around to asking that?
I have been understandably busy.
Yes, she's fine. I had one of our new recruits take her.
Was it Kagami? No, Kagami's not a new recruit. But if I have the chance to throw someone in the police under the bus, I have to pick Kagami. It's what Kagami would want.
She took her back to your house, so Mizuki should still be there.
Uh-huh. And how is her staying at the hospital to rest working out?
So Mizuki's at home.
Well, I'm glad she's not at the hospital.
Good point.
And I'm fairly certain she's furious with you.
Which is different from her usual attitude towards me. How?
It doesn't really change anything. It's just that this time Date has the excuse of having had bullets fired at him.
A chain gun?
You know, I think that's a good enough excuse. Like, I didn't want to take you to this place where I thought you might be in danger on account of me being shot at, and that's when they then whipped out the Gatling gun. And also the guy with the rifle didn't have the chance to shoot at me. So I think, if I think it was going to be dangerous there, and those things happened, it was probably dangerous. Surely you can understand. And I know that you study martial arts, but this ain't manga, girl. You weren't going to beat them up.
After leaving her alone with Mama, I mean.
CSI found anything at the warehouse?
It's still ongoing, but they haven't found anything of note yet.
I want to know if there's any connection between Sejima and this warehouse. I doubt there is, though.
Date, Aiba, go to the warehouse again and investigate.
Oh, don't worry!
You two might be able to find some useful clues.
You mean like how there's an awful lot of similarities between that warehouse and the one in the Somnium?
You know what? I bet we're going to find Kagami there, and he's going to be holding an empty clipboard, and he's going to be knelt down, looking in the direction of something kind of important, occasionally looking at the clipboard and occasionally looking at the ground. We're going to ask him if there's any leads, and he's going to say no.
You gotta play it tight. So, about so.
It'll never get old!
So, Sejima? He was in Iris' Somnium yesterday.
Right. But Iris says she's never met him.
Why not ask So about it?
Oh yeah, because he'll be forthcoming.
So lives in Azabu, right?
Well, as it turns out, Date does have some leverage over him. Remember, they were surprised that the cop was like, alright, later guys.
Alright, that's a fair point.
He can bring this up.
I guess I could.
I should go investigate.
Alright, boss. I'm going to investigate all this.
No, that's Garrus.
Yes, thank you. That was the joke I was referencing, yes.
Got it. We're counting on you.
Let's go, Aiba.
Roger that.
Well, we're not going anywhere.
Until next time!
Oh no!
Well, we might be able to visit everywhere this time. There's no guarantee that going to one place locks out the others, but we should probably act on the assumption that it does. Well, everyone, we'll decide where to go next time!